Greetings for the day. Thank you for viewing, commenting, sharing and subscribing my channel. I hope you all are taking care of your physical and mental health in midst of this pandemic COVID-19. I always admire a Bravo. What we had learnt is only a handful. What we have not learnt is worldful. So, keep learning. The understanding of the fundamental concept is very essential. So, this will help you to know the very complex pharmaceutical processes. Today, let us discuss one such fundamental concept, that is solubility. So, I know that you all have started telling in your mind what is the definition of solubility. In a very simple form, solids dissolve in liquids which results in a solution. It is defined as solubility. Can you use the word solids? Is it correct? Can you use the term liquid? Is it correct? Okay, I hope you have started thinking. Yes. Solids are homogeneous or heterogeneous, but solutes are homogeneous. So same way, liquids are heterogeneous or homogeneous, but solvents are homogeneous. So we have here may or may not. So all solids is not soluble in all solvents. Now technically we have to rearrange the definition rather than we tell it in a simple form. Now the definition becomes the quantity of solute dissolved in a solvent resulting in a solution. Now again, going very deep into the definition, solutes dissolved in solvents. So solutes, so we have to understand that solutes might be solid, liquid or gas. So same way, solvents might be solid, liquid or gas. So your definition, when you tell the quantity of solute dissolved in a solvent, it means that solute can be in all three matters and solvent also can be in all three matters. Now, all solutes are not soluble in all solvents. Why? Why? Now we go back to a term called like dissolves like. Means polar solutes dissolves in polar solvents. Non-polar solutes dissolve in non-polar solvents. Now again, why? Now we have to understand the meaning of polar and non-polar. Before getting on to understand about polar and non-polar and how to determine whether a molecule is polar or non-polar. Now I have a solute here and this solute is dissolved in the solvent to result in a solution. I have one more solute here. This solute also is soluble in the solvent and results in a solution. Now, I mix this solute and this solute both are soluble in solvent separately. Now this two homogeneous substance mixing together, this is called as solids. I hope now you understand that when we talk about solute, it means that either it is a solid, liquid or gas, vice versa, right? This again adding resulting in a solution. You can take likewise many examples you can take in your day to day. I always admire my kitchen. I consider my kitchen as a pharmaceutical lab. I call kitchen lab. So you can see in your house whatever the substances are available, you can check. You can think about the solubility, you can check the solubility. I'll tell you a very interesting, again one more example, a very simple tea. Tea powder is a solid or solute? It's a solid or solute? It is a solid. So when you mix it with the water, only some of the ingredients are soluble. It contains many homogeneous substance inside. So it might be soluble or may not be soluble. Right? I hope now you got an understanding about the solubility. So as I discussed earlier, now we have to find whether a molecule is polar or non-polar. So when we go to the definition about the polar molecule or non-polar molecule, we can easily tell, yes, it has more polar molecule is the one which has excess of electrons, and so on. So it is asymmetrical and it is having a bond polarity. So all this we can tell. But how can you determine exactly whether the solute or the solvent is polar or non-polar? I will tell you, we have to consider three parameters when you have to determine whether the molecule is polar or non-polar. Right? Those three parameters are: number one, bond polarity; number two, outside atoms; number three is molecular shape. Right? So now we saw this water. Water is a solvent, right? And this is polar or non-polar. How can you determine whether this is a polar or non-polar? Right? So now first one, we consider the bond polarity. Now considering the bond polarity, H2O, oxygen is more electronegative. If you see the periodic table, so they have given the electronegativity. If you clearly observe the value of the electronegativity, from left to right it increases and from bottom to top it increases. So if you see the electronegativity of oxygen, it is 3.5 and the electronegativity of hydrogen is 2.1, and oxygen is more electronegative. It pulls the electrons. So there is a positive and the negative electrons at both the ends. So you can even tell it as evenly distributed around the atom. So oxygen, on either sides you have hydrogen. And coming to the molecular shape, it is bent. So it is asymmetrical. So it should have all these three parameters, should comply with all these parameters to declare that it is a polar. Even if it does not comply with one parameter, it is non-polar. So there are so many examples: carbon dioxide and CCl4, water. So water is a polar, I told you. So there are non-polar solvents. Carbon tetrachloride is a non-polar. So with these three parameters you can check whether the given molecule is polar or non-polar. Some of the examples I will tell you, so which you have already gone through the familiar solids, right? Now, so we have taken some of the solids. Think this as KMnO4. Actually, this is not a KMnO4, but I am telling this is a KMnO4. It's a polar solute. It can get dissolved only in the polar solvent like water. So same way, if you take this polar solute KMnO4 and you take a non-polar solvent CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, so it will not dissolve. So KMnO4 dissolves in the, it's a polar molecule, it dissolves in the polar solvent. KMnO4 dissolves in water. KMnO4 is a polar molecule and water is the polar solvent. Now talking about the non-polar, iodine is non-polar and carbon tetrachloride is a non-polar solvent. Iodine dissolves in carbon tetrachloride because iodine is a polar molecule, polar solute, and CCl4 is a non-polar solvent. So likewise you can tell so many examples, many examples. Many examples. I have given examples for solids. You can take examples for liquid and you can take examples for gaseous. Because I have already told you the definition. If it says that solutes dissolved in solvents, so solutes can be either solid, liquid or gas. In the same way, solvent, it can be either solid, liquid or gas. I hope you have understood the definition of solubility and the initial process of the solubility. In the forthcoming postings, we will see in deep, so what the interactions which is taking place in the solubility between the solute and the solvents. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe my channel. Thank you.